morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, host of Buddy Cowboy, Joe Blue, and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, this literally does not work. So let's get over it. And let's wake up our football guys. Wake up here this morning. Wow. Hope you guys had a great Memorial weekend. And I hope that you thanked any veterans that you know for all that they have done and sacrificed for our country. So here it is. It is now week number 2 of OTAs. The Dallas Cowboys are going to have 8 or 9 OTA practices in total, getting ready for the 2021 season. And I don't know if you've noticed down here, but our clock, 100 days, 12 hours, 47 minutes, and 22 seconds. Just 12 hours and 47 minutes from now, we'll be under 100 days until the kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited as can be. I just can't wait for the season to get here. So many things are beginning to change and get back to somewhat normal. Maybe we can get back to a normal of the Dallas Cowboys winning and being a really good team. The thing that I always like to do is I always like to look back at things that have happened in the past to help you figure out what you want to do in the future. And one of the things that you look at is when you've had great eras of football, one of the things that are in common, be it Tom Landry, be it Joe Gibbs, be it even Mike Ditka and Buddy Ryan, be it Bill Walsh, they all have something in common, and that is they bring something new. Not everything that's new leads to a Super Bowl, but you need to evolve and come up with new concepts to keep the defenses going. I mean, Shanahan came out with the pistol offense with RG3. It led RG3 to being Rookie of the Year, got Washington into the playoffs, a perennial non-playoff team. We've seen, the Wildcat. When Miami first started doing that, all of a sudden everybody started doing the Wildcat. Then it became less effective. But you must innovate and use the weapons that you have. And it doesn't always mean that you're going to do the philosophy that you've always had. Joe Gibbs, as much as I hate the Washington football team, came from an aerial assault, Air Coryell offense in San Diego, where he was the offensive coordinator. He reinvented himself with the Washington football team, because they didn't have the right weapons that were suitable for that air assault. So he became basically a run it down your throat, downhill running team, and took 3 different quarterbacks to win 3 Super Bowls, which is amazing in itself. But again, he innovated. Tom Landry came up with, of course, the shift on the offensive lineman. People thought, oh, well, that's just kind of cute because they're just kind of up and down. But what they actually were doing was they'd come to the line of scrimmage, all lined up the same, and they would cheat out a little to the left or a little to the right, depending on where the ball was going to go. It gave them a little bit of an edge in the blocking schemes. It was subtle, but if you got a couple of inches extra space in there on your blocking, it may give you a slightly better angle. The shotgun, giving the quarterback a fuller view of the field. These are things that have been innovations that, of course, were implemented and used. Some of them have gone by. And this is where I think Mike McCarthy needs to reinvent himself. And as I look at the Dallas Cowboys, while I was doing my live stream last night, it kind of hit me with what we had. You think about how the Dallas Cowboys, before Dak got hurt, even though the offensive line was in shambles, even though Zeke Elliott was having struggles, was still averaging 32 points a game. They were just like a video game because of the weapons. These young receivers and Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. And thinking about Dak Prescott in his early years, where Dak Prescott was most effective, was actually no huddle. Dak Prescott calling those numbers, using those receivers, hitting that guy, because Dak Prescott, more than anything else, is like a distributor. He is going to find the open guy. It's not about saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and force it in there. You get open, I will get the ball to you. And with the amount of weapons that the Cowboys have, why not do something similar to the K-gun? Again, innovation. The K-gun had Jim Kelly, who played in the USFL before coming to the NFL, had really good wide receivers, had a great running back in Thurman Thomas, and was able to have an aerial assault that spread out the field. It dictated a no huddle. We are going to run you into the ground. We are going to hit you quickly over and over and over again. So you can't substitute players. You will be worn out chasing us. We're going to throw the ball around, spread it out. Then when our running back gets the ball, you can't put 8 men in the box. We are going to kill you. We are going to score a whole lot. It doesn't matter if we're behind. It doesn't matter if we're behind by, 2 touchdowns late in the fourth quarter, because we can score that quick. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, yeah, but that's not protecting your defense. Well, in a way, the way I look at it, in fact, the way I think that this defense is being built, I think about a Keanu O'Neal, who was a safety, who now may be a weak side linebacker. That's kind of like a hybrid cornerback now. It's not really a linebacker in a traditional sense, a guy who's basically there for run support. That's a guy who can cover. I think about having a Diggs. I think about having a Kevin Joseph, guys that are young defensive backs that are going to have a lot of wind, that are going to be able to go against those receivers. Because if the offense is scoring at will and scoring quickly, the games become a track meet, which means the other team becomes one-dimensional because we can't ground and pound and take our time. We've got to now score just like the Cowboys do to try and keep up, which makes them one-dimensional. And when you can take the running game out of the equation, when you can say, pin your ears back, we're going pass rushing, it ends up making your job as defender a lot easier. You're not reading, reacting. You're just getting your ass up the field and going after the quarterback. And when a team becomes that one-dimensional team and the defensive linemen can pin their ears back, you're going to get a lot of sacks. You're going to get a lot of fumbles where D-Law is coming around, swiping that football, because now you've got a Quentin Bohannon that doesn't allow the quarterback to step up. You've got a quarterback who's now trying to hurry up and throw, which means he's going to make some errant passes. And for Zeke Elliott, this is exactly what you want. You want to get to the point where everybody is spread out across the field. Let me have more one-on-one matchups. Let me end up getting screen passes on the outside where, because Michael Gallup has run a deep post, CD has cleared out the linebacker because he's in the slot, I'm out here on the edge getting the ball. I got daylight in front of me. Or, even better, bootlegs. You take Dak, you bootleg out, you have all the motion and everything go to the left, Dak Prescott bootlegs to the right. One-on-one coverage across the board with your great weapons. Your Cowboys wide receiver core and your quarterback are your strength of the team. You want to exploit that to its fullest. You want to go after teams. You want to go ahead and say, we're going to score 40 points a game. Try and keep up. And I guarantee you, you will see teams that won't know how to handle it. Teams that won't be prepared to be running against that offense. Maybe that's not the innovation that the Cowboys should use, or will use. But see, this is where you, as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, have to find that new wrinkle so that way teams don't know what you're going to do. And I'm afraid when I look back at the 10 years of Jason Garrett's not a bad coach. Jason Garrett was well loved by his players. But unfortunately, I think what killed the Cowboys was everybody knew what Dallas was going to do. There were no surprises. There were no new wrinkles. If you looked at last year's film, well, it's the same as 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You knew how to defend on down and distance on every play. You knew what the Cowboys were going to do. So instead of us coming out on first down, let's run Zeke Elliott, and everybody out there from me, everybody in the stands, and every defensive coordinator knows you're going to run Zeke Elliott on first down every series, and they put 8 men in the box, and you lose a yard or you gain a yard or two, and now it's 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 11. Come out there. Play one. No huddle. Boom. Hit Amari Cooper on the outside. Boom. Second play. Go to Michael Gallup deep. Boom. Third play. Hit CeeDee Lamb in the slot. Defensive coordinator is going to be, what the fuck? Now, take Zeke up there. If you continue to do things the same and expect a different result, it's the definition of insanity. I'm willing to try something new. I hope to see the Dallas Cowboys use no huddle because Dak Prescott, I don't know if I can get the statistics from it, but when Dak Prescott has been in no huddle, I guarantee you his QBR rating has been higher than any other time. I can guarantee you that. And that's where you use that strength. All right, y'all. I got to hit the road, so I will be on the road a lot today. Got to go down the country and do some work. But you know what time it is.
Our Colts here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Have a great day.